much, Tsunami and Fancy, and of course, shout out to Makoto there, who has finally removed the plot armor that Gaimin Gladiators have enjoyed all year and have eliminated them from the Riyadh Masters. Incredible performance from Talon Esports, great drafting coming out of them. But Faith Beyond, what went wrong for Gaimin Gladiators? They had all their comfort picks. Why didn't it work out?
I think Talon did so well at the early game because they catch the timing of Storm before level 6 perfectly. They rotate 2 supports rotation to mid, help kill Storm with kisses, and it also secured that no one can touch Monkey King at top. So it makes they win all 3 lanes in early stage, and also 23 rotation to bottom lane with his Monkey King later. So they're just winning so much on early stage, and this team, I think they both on like making strategy and execution strategy, they both did so perfect. I think they definitely worth this place.
Yeah, definitely worth their placement in the top 3 here at Talon Esports. One of the reasons why they were able to make this happen is, of course, our Kadia MVP. You heard from him on stage. It's Makoto across this series, Stormer. He did everything perfectly, honestly.
Yeah, he played super clutch. I think they, once again, also enabled him really well, but I think one of the most clutch moments that he had was on top of the Roche fight. He cooked it in like confidently and stealing that Aegis and killed the Morphling. I think there was a lucky Roshan bash coming in there as well, bashing Dirachio, but you know, it's part of Dota. But yeah, he played super well. Honestly, I gotta give credit to all 5 of them, honestly. Like for me, he's also for sure the MVP, but I think, as Faith Beyond mentioned, like the rotations have been on point, like really textbook. Monkey King going bottom, they also go on the Storm on mid before level 6, all this stuff. The game stabilized a little bit for gaming in the mid game, but ultimately they still close it out, so well deserved.
Very well deserved from them, and one of the reasons here, we were talking about giving a 5-position hero towards Ollie that can secure the lane but also play aggressively on the map here, Fear, and he certainly did that, enabling Makoto to have this kind of performance. So shout out to the Elder Titan as well, and we see why they keep picking them for him.
Yeah, they needed that little bit of extra damage, team fights through their supports. They got it in this game. Maybe they're a little bit low on like the stun department, and Gaimin kind of used that for a little bit. However, eventually they got those hexes online and it made a world of a difference.
Yep, made a world of difference, of course, and Makoto, getting back on his Snapfire here, was ignored a lot of these games, but we get to see why they prioritized it in this game, doing an absurd amount of damage, farming everywhere on the map, and just being the carrier effectively from the mid lane. Fear keeps talking about the fact that when you have a Monkey King in your game, Stormer, you don't want him to actually be the win condition, so it helps to have Makoto taking up responsibility as well.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it worked out beautifully. You get to this level 20 talent, you get the Daedalus, this hero. Like, you have like this weird curve. In the beginning you do a lot, then in the mid game you don't do that much, and then if you survive that phase, you get to late game, you're insanely strong again. And basically the draft worked out like exactly the way it should have. The mid game was secured, the early game was the mid game was really stabilized because the early game went so well. So Liquid also played really well and dodged a lot on the map using that.
Gaimin Gladiators.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, they dodged really well at using that Dire has no stuns. And like stabilized the net worth. I think it got even back to like almost even net worth, but in the end the hexes came out, and that made actually such a big difference.
You could be forgiven for saying it's Liquid because they had a Morphling in the team, of course.
Yes.
So let's take a quick look at the STC play, which ultimately confirmed the victory here. And this was the moment that Stormer was talking about around this Roshan pit. Faith Beyond, if this play works for Gaimin Gladiators, they're back in the game. Everything is definitely reset back to even, but just this one little moment for the Snapfire makes the game pretty much impossible.
Actually, I think even they take ages, maybe they can't win the fight because Morphling is already dead.
Yeah, that's true. Morphling died way too early. Dirachio unable to leverage his influence there. Makoto kills the Roche, gets the Aegis, and it makes sure that this fight just goes easily the way towards Talon Esports, wiping out everyone important, very few buybacks that are impactful remaining. Things just look so much nicer, and that confirms Talon Esports into the top 3 again, Fear.